Hi, I'm Nicole Nalepa. It is December 23rd, 2021, and today in Connecticut history, we are looking back at what happened last year, 5 and 10 years ago. So 1 year ago on this day, UPS drivers across the state mourned the death of one of their own killed on the job. 28-year-old Nathan Burke was killed by a coworker. Here's Channel 3's Sharon Johnson with that story.
Nathan Burke's co-workers say that he had plenty of friends and he was loved, and that's obvious by the number of people who came out tonight to honor him with this vigil.
And I don't know, it's just heartbreaking.
No one knew the words to say during tonight's vigil for 28-year-old Nathan Burke. Co-workers and friends are still processing the tragedy, including Rich Lanza, who has known Burke since he was a kid.
He was always a good kid. He was always a good kid. You know, he ended up being a good, hard-working kid.
And that's just one way people described Burke tonight. Friends say the UPS driver was genuine, kind, and a good person. He was killed while doing his job.
Unfortunately, this person lost their life making certain that people had their commerce delivered to them.
Investigators say they found Burke injured in an apparent assault Tuesday night around 10:30 in Watertown. They say Elijah Bertrand was driving around with Burke last night as a helper before he assaulted him. Bertrand was arrested and is facing murder charges.
Got up in the morning, was all set to probably deliver 200 packages and go home, and he's never making it home.
Teamsters New England says they're giving $10,000 to Burke's family to support them, while investigators, co-workers, and friends still have many questions.
We all want to know. We all want to know why.
And the Teamsters say that they've created a GoFundMe page to support Burke's family. To find out how you can help, visit our website or the Channel 3 News app. Reporting in Watertown tonight, Sharon Johnson, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
5 years ago today, a FedEx driver in eastern Connecticut was seen dumping a package on the ground right in front of a house in the town of Brooklyn. Channel 3's Patricia Del Rio was on the scene and brought us this report.
This is the box the delivery dropper tossed. You can see it is torn and dented on the side where it hit the ground in the snow, and you can also see the laziness. It's only about 20 feet from there to the front door. How hard could it have been to have just put it down properly? The video starts with the FedEx driver pulling into the driveway, opening their door, and then placing the package on the windshield and letting it slide off the hood onto the ground. It hits the snowy driveway, and the driver takes off.
There's no excuse. You have to bring it to the door. That's the deal.
Bill Wells says he couldn't believe his eyes when he looked at his surveillance footage. Nothing was broken, but he says it is the point.
It looks like he made it have a soft landing, right? So he pushed it and slid it, and then it went tumbled. But he also left it in the driveway. I could have run over it.
Bill sent a complaint letter to FedEx with a link to the surveillance video, but got no response, so he contacted Eyewitness News. We delivered Bill's message of the delivery gone bad, and we got this response, which says in part, "The behavior depicted in the video is unacceptable and inconsistent with the professionalism FedEx ground service providers demonstrate every day. We are committed to treating our customers' packages with the utmost care and offer our sincerest apologies. We will take appropriate action to address this situation." Bill's house is decorated with an 11-foot Christmas tree and tons of holiday decorations everywhere. He'd rather focus on staying in the holiday spirit and just hopes the driver will do a better job next time.
This one person was probably exhausted. This is the holiday season, and he had to make up time. I don't think that this person's a bad person. I don't want him fired.
So there is a moral to the tale of the parcel propeller. Be thoughtful of your customer. Their package is important to them. And beware of the surveillance camera. You never know who's watching. In Brooklyn, I'm Patricia Del Rio, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And 10 years ago today, officers in Norwich made sure children who just lost their mother had a great Christmas. Channel 3 reporter Matt McFarland had the story for us. Take a look.
As police continue to search for the killer of the single mother of two, officers here in Norwich and the community at large, well, they're coming together trying to make sure her kids have a Merry Christmas.
They've already got so much on their hands to take care of the situation, but to come in and step up and help with the support with the boys too is just overwhelming. I just have no words. My heart is so full.
Hugging the men working her niece's murder case, Peggy Lufkin says she can't thank them enough. Not just because they're looking for her killer, but because they're looking after the 2 boys she left behind. Following Jacqueline Worth's death last week, officers started taking a collection. Soon those in town started dropping off donations as well. Today, the police department presented Lufkin with a check for $1,000 for a fund set up for the boys, hundreds of dollars in gift cards, and a few toys. Sergeant Steve Lamentini was the first officer to respond to the Mohegan Apartments last Wednesday morning, where someone had fired nearly a dozen bullets into the apartment. Worth's 2 sons, ages 7 and 2, were nearby.
Well, everyone here at the police department has seen tragedy, but when you see something that affects, 2 young children like this, it's a rarity even for us. So, I mean, everybody at that point wants to know what they can do and how they can help.
Lufkin, who is now taking care of the boys, is thankful. She says even with the family at its worst, seeing the best in others helps during a holiday season when they're still hurting.
The world lost a beautiful person, but her spirit lives on through anybody she touched, anybody she knew, and her children. Her children will bring that spirit all, and her children's children.
If you'd like to contribute, you can drop off donations here at the Norwich Police Department, or a fund has been set up at People's Bank. With the mobile newsroom in Norwich, Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And those are some of the stories that happened on this day, December 23rd, in Connecticut history.